How was your day?
Quite the question. It was challenging. It challenged me.
And what made it a challenge?
I think sometimes I expect to achieve goals and then I am expecting it to kind of be the road or the same effort as the road that I just came off of. Even though it's like not necessarily more difficult, but definitely a new level. And so I'm expecting to acclimate immediately. And a lot of times when you do get to new levels or you're doing a new thing or a bigger thing in a different way, it requires or just comes with its own set of like, this is how this level is different.
Right.
And so I've struggled with that today. But all of these things I can work out. There's no real big issue. It is just inconvenient. And I am learning how to deal with inconvenience in a way that doesn't make every inconvenience a big thing. Because, it's not helpful.
Cool. So, yeah, I think about things like a theme that I've noticed in my life lately is that what's going on internally reflects in our outer world. So it's always good for us to try to find some kind of state of balance in our own unique way. Because we all have different things that bring us balance. Like some people need to eat their favorite chips. and I'm not saying that's a healthy but
it's a thing.
Or not, and then some of us might need to, we like working. Some people need to work and focus in on certain things to feel their balance or, yoga. Yoga might bring that to you. But those things are tools, but it's also good to know, like, why do those tools help me and why do I find enjoyment in those things versus why I find frustration in this thing, and then maybe just kind of like shifting the perspective of like, knowing what's necessary and needs to be done and how you can make that an enjoyable thing.
And how the perspective shift, 100%, 100%. I think the perspective of it is what causes any type of emotion anyway. So it's like if I'm frustrated, it's because my perspective is such that whatever is happening is detrimental to me in some way, and a lot of times it's not even the case, or the things that are happening are completely like neutral, really. I'm just interpreting them to be negative or whatever, or like just a thing. Like somebody else could go through the same exact thing and be like, oh, like,
no sweat on their brow.
Nothing, like it means nothing, like, okay, I'll just do this and do that. But again, and we kind of wonder why
do we have these. Why is how we can get to the solution of like
expound.
Why is this a big deal for me? Why is this triggering me this way? Or why do I feel like maybe there were a lot of expectations put on you, when your brain was developing, and now it's like whenever it gets to a certain thing, it's like, I gotta turn this way because this is what's necessary.
I have an expectation for certain things to be easy. Because I've lived I'm used to using my willpower to get what I want. And once I do that, then it's like, okay, cool, got that, like on to the next thing, and not like fully stewarding the thing that was just bestowed upon me, that I used my work and my will, and faith and all these other things to get. And I'm not giving it the attention and what's the word I'm looking for? The reverence that the situation is asking for.
Because of its difficulty?
Because a level of insatiability? Yeah, a level of insatiability. When you've manifested one thing, do you take time to actually appreciate it?
Have something.
Give that season what it needs.
Yes, keep talking.
All of the things. Have you taken time to actually not just be on to the next, because it's very easy to be on to the next.
Okay. I wonder if this is going to zoom in.
I hope so.
It's trying to find your eye.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not. I need.
You're gonna have to read it. Yeah, it's a little dark right there.
Okay. Let's zoom in, camera.
Nice. So seamless.
So this says. Hello. Okay. Oh well, it's struggling. But anyways, this says the pleasure of what we enjoy is lost by wanting more.
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like in life we want to go in between insatiability and satiability, because that's, you know, contraction, expansion, ebb and flow. So it's like we kind of thrive off of that, you know. We thrive off of being empty and being full, kind of like the moon.
It's kind of jacked up. Yeah. I guess the empty part really. I focused in on that word.
Yeah.
I think that
but things are always changing. So maybe
it's how it's changing.
Maybe part of it is adaptability, learning how to increase your adaptability so you can flow with the things that are out of your control.
That's definitely a big one.
And the things that are in your control. And sometimes think about the animals, like we got squirrels and ants and all these insects and whatever. They store up all this stuff when it's warm and they're more mobile so that they can just chill out in the season that things are more stagnant and dry.
Right, which is something that we don't do because it feels like we're on go all the time. Yeah. So that's a good part.
And that could be something too.
Maybe you need more like in a quieter season, but then it's like, okay, what do you do when you've manifested a thing that kind of requires a level of, maybe you can't be as sleepy. Even though I feel like
you might need more time to rest.
Yeah, I feel slightly guilty. Hey,
I've been doing that too.
So like, is this too much? Like, is this rest too much? I'm like,
it's
really
okay.
Chilling.
It's okay. It's okay to rest, but you have to do that for yourself, and it's going to start in your mind. You have to let it go in your mind first so that your body can rest as well. You got to say, I deserve rest. I deserve it so much.
And just revolutionary.
It is. It's crazy.
It is. Yeah,
it's a privilege too for some.
No, for real. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, let's ponder and let it sink in, because it really is. Like, I really could be in a situation that I am not even able to. Yeah. I think my thing, I had a thought, is kind of, it's centering nature in something being cancerous. I think what nature does a good job at is, like, for example, spring. My brain is thinking spring, forest, like things are happening. A lot of change is happening and a lot of work is being done, like on behalf of the plants and trees and everything else. But then I feel like they are usually fully maximizing all the resources available. Like, they're fully getting into spring. It's not just doing the work and it's like, okay, hurry up because when it's about to come, they're like, wow, there's a little bit more like sulfur in the ground, like let's take advantage of that. And I feel like nature really takes inventory of the season that it's in.
And that's powerful.
It is.
And it's good for you to observe that.
It is. But Cancer, that's change, that's growth. But I think it literally just consumes everything around it. And nothing is enough until nothing is left. So I always feel like there's gonna, and I don't know, is it organic or inorganic, you know? Because I'm like, we always compare, like there's always an organic and an inorganic side to
That's
everything.
why it's that makes me think of the moon. Because I think about the sign Cancer when you say that, and how that sign can do that. It can emotionally and control and absorb everything around it, and it initiates the way its environment should feel. But that's also how the moon is. The moon is, you know, is ruled by the emotions, and, you know, it's just like all this feminine type of essence, right?
Yes.
Being able to, a woman being able to walk in a room and grab the whole attention of the room and absorb it and have everything kind of, you know, going towards it.
The moon is feminine. I sometimes forget that.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
But I think, because I lost my thought for a second, but I got it back a little bit.
Yeah, it'll come back. Go ahead.
Part of it, I think, is, you know, with the moon getting full and then getting completely black, with that energy, it needs to be like, even though it has this intensity to absorb everything around it and all that, it needs to be like flushed out as well. It needs to be a balance with that kind of energy because of how potent it is, which would help the Cancer. You know, some people might have too much energy in one area of their body where the Cancer is present, or a lack of it, or, you know, like some kind of thing that is requiring balance to restore the body, you know, back to its normal state.
Wish we had a handbook.
Yeah, why?
For life, sometimes in general.
Yeah.
I mean, at all times, I feel like I'm creating mine. Especially now, I definitely feel like
it is though. It's in your womb, and your
I don't feel always connected.
That's the season.
Yeah, I don't always feel connected,
and that's real. That's real. That's real. I can agree. You know, I feel like I'm getting more connected to it because I'm tuning in more with myself. But
for how long?
For how long?
For how long have you been?
It's
on
been
that journey?
like a week.
I thought you were about to be like. It's been
It's been like
the last 2 years.
Subconsciously, I've been doing things to get to this point, but it's become more evident since this like past full moon that happened.
Even better. So it's recent. Like the change is fresh.
Yeah,
that's dope.
And it's making me realize that, you know, part of that handbook is staying focused on every day being this new opportunity to
presence,
to tap in with yourself.
Presence changes the game, because we do spend a lot of time in distraction, or at least I do. Let's take accountability here. I can be
we all
often distracted.
Yeah,
for sure.
I agree. So
I like it. Let's see how it sounds if you make a clip of this at any point.
Yeah, actually, this was supposed to be a testing of these DJI microphones.
Yep.
DJI, you can sponsor me if you want, but they're not sponsoring this video and this lighting setup and the camera or whatever. But it turned into a really good interview.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna post it.
Oh, okay. It's gonna be posted.
You want it?
Yeah.
This begins your journey because you are doing your podcast.
Yeah.
And I mean, how can they find you?
Instagram at Study the Ascent. Study the Ascent on all platforms, actually.
How do you spell that?
STUDYTHESCENT.
Period.
Yeah.
Cool. So, yeah. Are you going to be on YouTube?
I am on YouTube. Like, I really have, I would say, maybe 7 episodes I did before I
so you have episodes.
Went back. It was just as real. You know, was it just as clear as this is? The answer is no. It's getting the content.
You make great videos.
Thank you.
I was present for your streak.
You were.
It was really nice to tap in with your videos.
Thank you.
And the environments that you were in. It's like,
which was pretty much my office at Nebula. I had
and you were
office at that
traveling
time.
too.
Right, I forgot. Yeah.
Wow. That was good to see.
Right. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
So now you're getting back in that cycle. And
thank God.
We're all excited for that.
Thank God.
Cool.
Can't wait.
All right. So that was 15 minutes. And
wow, that went by fast too.